A very good evening to you on this 19th day of March 2023. Trust that you're doing well and you're having a fantastic weekend. Let's take a look at the top of our stories this evening. Only hours to March 20th, Azimio maintains mass action march to State House is still on. Interior CS Kithure Kindiki says Monday is not a holiday as Nairobi Police Commander claims Azimio protests are illegal. President William Ruto says he is ready to engage with any leader as Azimio planned protests scheduled to continue. And concerns over safety and security of Kenyans arises as leaders across the country fault Azimio rallies. Welcome to Weekend Live. I'm in the company of Samuel Kelo as a sign language interpreter tonight. I am Ann ODIDA. Let's get started. Now, opposition leader Raila Odinga has today issued a statement on the order of events to take place tomorrow during the scheduled mass action, which he maintains is still on as planned. Odinga says the anti-government protest will begin in the Central Business District, Nairobi, and later on the march will proceed to State House. The protest is to be held after the government failed to address their demands, among them the cost of living, including restoring subsidies that existed prior to the Kenya Kwanza regime, refusal to halt the process of reconstituting the electoral body REBC, among others.
The cost of living has skyrocketed. Kenyans are suffering because of high costs of essential commodities. The cost of unga, the cost of cooking oil, the cost of kerosene, petrol, diesel, sugar, school fees, electricity are all very high. Many Kenyans cannot bear the cost of living. We have sufficient evidence to show that Mr. Ruto did not win the elections in 2022. And this is another reason why. That's why we've said that all Kenyans of goodwill should converge tomorrow, march together to the center of the city. And once we have gathered at the center of the city, it shall be a grand march to State House to claim our victory.
All right, the Azimio One Kenya coalition party, led by former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, has hit back at Nairobi Police Boss Adamson Bungei for the latter's statement, saying that tomorrow's opposition planned mass action is illegal. Speaking in Rongai, Kajiado County, Odinga maintained that the Monday 20th of March mass protest will take place as scheduled.
That was the opposition chief Raila Odinga's resounding call to Rongai residents in Kajiado County and Kenyans at large during his last public rally ahead of tomorrow's opposition public protest in Nairobi. This is after attending a church service at ATG Deliverance Chapel, Ongata Rongai, where he reiterated that Monday remains a public holiday. While addressing the public in several stopovers, Odinga dismissed the statement by the Nairobi Regional Police Commander Adamson Bungei, declaring the Monday planned demonstrations illegal, saying that it is the mandate of the police to provide security to demonstrators.
Inspector General mwenyewe amepata hii habari, apeleke kwa watu wote kila mahali. Sasa nasikia polisi ya Nairobi nasema ati hawajapata habari sawa sawa. Hiyo ni upuzi. Polisi kazi yao ni kulinda wananchi, sio kupatia wewe leseni. Wakati polisi walikuwa na peana leseni ilikuwa
high cost of living, opening of IEBC servers entry institution of the electoral body remain key demands that the opposition insists must be addressed by President William Ruto's government.
Nataka gharama ya maisha ipunguze, sio? Tumebaki wiki moja na pia kwa uchukuzi, sio? Pili, tume ya uchaguzi mpaka watu washirikiane, sio? Tatu, ushindi wetu.
Odinga was accompanied by other Azimio bigwigs Eugene Wamalwa, George Wajakoya and Jeremiah Kioni among others, who also affirmed their stand, saying that the mass action is the way to go if the government will not lower the cost of living.
Tumeona wakiunda serikali mawaziri 22. Kuna mama mboga hata moja kutoka hapa soko Mjinga. Kuna bodaboda yoyote kwa PS. Sasa kesho muje Nairobi tuambie Bwana Ruto ya kwamba you can fool some people sometimes, you can't fool other people all the time.
As the clock keeps ticking toward tomorrow's mass protest, the opposition now says that the Monday countrywide public demonstrations will be the launch of opposition mass action until the government responds to their demands. Kumumodaki for KUTV, Nairobi.
Interior CS Kithure Kindiki has said that tomorrow, 20th March, is a normal working day, countering Azimio leader Raila Odinga, who had declared Monday a public holiday. Kindiki says the government is committed to respecting, protecting, and promoting all fundamental rights and freedoms guaranteed under the Constitution. He pointed out that security agencies respects Article 37 of the Constitution that guarantees every Kenyan the right to assemble, demonstrate, picket, and present petitions to public authorities peacefully and while unarmed. He further noted that security agencies will ensure there is no destruction of life and property by people exercising their rights under Article 37. Nairobi Regional Police Commander Adamson Bungei has said that the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya demonstrations set to take place tomorrow are not legal. According to the police boss, the Azimio coalition needed to notify the authorities 3 days prior to the protest as dictated by the Constitution. Bungei said they received requests from two groups intending to hold protests on the same day and decided to grant none the permit to protest, stating that both Azimio la Umoja and Nairobi Business Community had written to them about their intention to hold a protest on Monday. He also said that those wishing to demonstrate and picket can do so peacefully, while warning the demonstrators not to storm into protected areas like State House.
As a law enforcement agency or institution, I want to put it very clear. We are hereby guided by the provision of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, of the shared mandate of the National Police Service, Kenya, whereby we have the services of Kenya Police Service, Administration Police Service, and the Directorate of the Investigation, which is to protect life and property, maintain law and order, and preserve peace. That is the mandate of the National Police Service. The Constitution, under Article 37, provides that every person has the right peacefully and unarmed. I want you to note that. Peacefully and unarmed. To convene or to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and petition to the public authorities. If they have any authority, any petition, you want to picket, you have all those privileges or rights are stipulated very clearly by the laws of this land.
President William Ruto has today condemned the Azimio planned demonstrations that are set to start tomorrow. While attending a church service in Kapsabet, Nandi County, the head of state noted that the former Prime Minister has no viable reason to lead demonstrations or instigate violence in the country. President Ruto also assured that the police will do their job of protecting Kenyans as well as their properties come tomorrow.
In the company of his deputy and other government leaders, President William Ruto called out Azimio leader Raila Odinga for planning protest, citing the demonstrations are Raila's way of seeking leadership.
Hii maandamano na fujo na vita ni ya kuharibu mali ya wananchi, kwa sababu hiyo ndio sera yake, hiyo ndio filosofia yake, hiyo ndio siasa yake, ya kuendesha siasa kupitia mambo ya fujo na vita na maandamano.
The president also noted that he has listened to Raila's speeches, which according to him hold no viable reasons to protest. According to the president, the cost of living will not be reduced by demonstrations and the police will do their job of protecting Kenyans and their properties.
It is not possible and it will not happen because Mr. Raila Odinga has no reason whatsoever. He doesn't have a reason to terrorize the country with violence, demonstrations, and chaos.
In support of the president's remarks, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua also called out the opposition leader for wanting to destroy the country's economy through demonstrations.
Wameenda pale Kisumu na huyu mzee anasema ati maandamano yake ni amani. Wameenda pale Kisumu, wamekuta hema kama hii, wamevuja viti, wamebeba chakula, wamekula. Sasa haja kashifu hiyo watu na anasema na leo tutakuwa na amani. Has he condemned the violence against innocent people and theft of food and chairs in Kisumu?
Other leaders who accompanied the president also shared their sentiments on the planned demonstrations, most of them doubting that the protest will be peaceful.
As leaders, we shall not sit back and watch people destroy lives and property of Kenyans. We shall be in the forefront to protect the lives and the property of our people, be it in the Central Business District or in other areas around our country. I want to echo the message that those who wish to protest do not obstruct those who have an obligation to be on duty to develop and build the economy of this country.
A responsible former president and a responsible former prime minister would have known that this is not the time to do violence or to cause chaos or to sabotage the economy.
The Azimio leader Raila Odinga still holds the stand that the demonstrations will go on as planned. Odinga confirmed his stand today during a rally in Rongai. Ruth Wanjiru for KU TV.
Various leaders across the country have condemned the Azimio mass action that is scheduled for tomorrow Monday, saying that it is against the Constitution. The leaders have called for dialogue among Kenyans on issues of concern instead of organizing protests in the country so as to avoid any possible chaos during the Monday, March 20th street protest called by Azimio's opposition leader Raila Odinga.
Kenya Kwanza leaders drawn from Mombasa have come out to oppose the planned demonstration to be spearheaded by Azimio leader Raila Odinga in Nairobi on Monday.
Saizi kuna mizigo itakwenda Nairobi. Kuna biashara nyingi ambazo ziko hapa Mombasa. So katika hili jambo la maandamano lita-affect sana kwanza. Kwa sababu kama kuna SGR, kuna malori, saizi hata wenye malori wajua watapeleka mzigo kesho, hawajui vitu zitakwenda wapi.
So ni muhimu kila mwana Kenya kujua kwa tumeanza, lazima tutaka kuona ule mwisho. Na ule mwisho utakuwa mzuri saa ile sisi wenyewe tukiwa tunapigania mambo mazuri.
Katiba ya nchi ya Kenya iko na nguzo zake kwamba kama kuna matatizo unaweza mkapeleka kwa judiciary ambayo ni mahakama, unaweza ukapeleka petition bunge la taifa ama kwa Senate lijadiliwe.
Chief Administrative Secretary nominee for Foreign Affairs Joash Mangi has also condemned the planned demonstration by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition in Nairobi County, claiming it is a subversion of the Constitution.
Hii maneno ya maandamano, you know, it's extremely unfortunate that even after the people of Kenya went out in large numbers and elected William Samoei Ruto, and Rigathi Gachagua as President Deputy President, even after they went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the president. It's unfortunate that somebody still thinks he can overturn that constitutionally elected government through Mandamano.
Clergymen led by Bishop Ayub Morio of Victory Tabernacle Ministry in Narok and Bishop Paul Mbogwa of Kenya Githima Israel Church in Narok County as well has urged the opposition leaders to follow the constitution in solving their claims instead of influencing peoples to hold demonstrations.
Ombi langu ni ya kwamba tuwe na amani katika nchi ya Kenya. Kwa maana kile tunachohitaji ni amani. Amani ndio tunayohitaji, kwa maana amani italeta maendeleo na itafanya kila mmoja wetu afanikiwe.
The leaders have also called upon the youth across the country to refrain from engaging in political malice, as well as refrain from endangering their lives at the expense of politicians who want to benefit themselves. Wilson Tobiko, KU TV.
All right, we are taking a very fast short break at this point. When we come back, agribusiness is taking center stage. Stay with us.
Kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu wengi wale hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swaibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KU TV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalonukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
You need to look for high quality friends.
I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, you know Portmore. That's my village.
Sanga kichini hapo ukinyetia ukikatia mademo akipita.
Sina pesa saa hii, nimekuja kukopesa job.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You are watching KUTV Weekend Live. Now, Kenya has been affected by the biting drought that has been projected to leave 5.4 million people without water and food between this month up to June. In Kilifi, Ganze sub-county, the most affected area by drought disaster, has always relied on relief food for survival. Farmers in the area are now manufacturing cassava to help in the season, as Dorothy Musyoka reports.
For the last 7 seasons, various parts of Kilifi County have not experienced rainfall, a situation that has left residents without food. a project of cassava value addition initiated 5 years ago, entailing planting of tajirika cassava that has been established to be drought resistant, could soon change the narrative and make the area food secure. Philip Duria, the coordinator of Mali Shambani Aggregation Center in Kilifi, says the project has been able to fight against famine as they are able to produce a variety of foods that help people get food in the drought-stricken areas.
Ilikuwa ni kwamba tuweze kujikwamua toka katika ile hali ya ukosefu wa chakula katika jamii.
Ganze MP Kenneth Kazungu, who was also present, said it was time the residents of Ganze embraced the cassava farming and move away from the traditional maize, which was not doing well due to the droughts.
Nadhani wengi wetu sasa tumekubali kubadilisha mtazamo wetu ili tuangalie badala ya kushikilia ukuzaji wa mahindi ambayo haifanyi vizuri hapa.
Kilifi County Executive Committee member for Agriculture, Livestock and Blue Economy has assured that the county government will buy cassava seedlings for Kilifi farmers so as to enable them increase the acreage. Reporting for KUTV, Dorothy Musioka.
Now, officers from the Meteorological Department in Embu County have warned Embu farmers of low rainfalls below normal and urged them to put up mechanisms that will cope with the forecast. And as Joy Minor reports, the weatherman predicted rains up to 500 milliliters, while the lowlands of Mbere will receive 300 milliliters and below.
During a participatory scenario workshop by Agricultural Sector Development Support Program at Ruika Social Hall in Mbere South, Embu County, agricultural officers gave advisories that include planting early, planting drought-resistant, and fast-maturing crops depending on the ecological zone. Genesio Muriithi of the Crop Development Officer in Embu County noted that the farmers should prepare their pieces of land in time. Muriithi emphasized on the two ecological zones, mainly the highlands, which are predicted to have rains up to 500 millimeters, while the lowlands of Mbere to receive 300 millimeters and below.
Waanze kupanga mashamba yao mapema. Pia kwa kila zoni yenye mkulima ametoka, apande zile mbegu zinakuwa haraka. Pia aweke ile mikakati ya kuvuna maji kwa mashamba yao.
The County Director of Livestock in Embu, Stephen Mosioka, advised the farmers that for the sake of livestock, they should only plant grass that can easily thrive in low rainfall. He also cautioned the farmers to only keep high-yielding livestock so as not to experience loss.
Na pia tunawaadvise wafuatilie mipangilio ama animal husbandry practices ndio at least tuwe tunasonga mbele.
Negwe Kamau from the Meteorological Office in Embu said that the farmers should practice water harvesting from the rainfall during the period so that they can have enough water to use.
And again, we also advise them they should choose the correct variety of plants they can plant that are going to be drought resistant, which are going to survive with the little amount of rainfall they are going to receive.
As different parts of the country continue to grapple with the effects of drought that have led to lack of water and food, affected counties are up in arms to find solutions to curb the effects of drought. Joy Minor, KUTV, Nairobi.
Seed Savers Network is working to reintroduce lost indigenous seeds at risk of extinction so as to preserve them to farms in Kenya through working closely with smallholder farmers. This will also enable them in promoting traditional farming. Listening.
1,000 farmers have been registered as members of the Seed Savers Network countrywide, with its headquarters in Gilgil and spread across Vihiga, Baringo, and Kakamega counties. In this, they will work together to reintroduce the indigenous seeds which are at the risk of extinction, while also practicing traditional methods of farming. Farmers will be required to take some of the seeds back from the harvested plants to store in the seed bank and gene banks with their names coded for identification and traceability. Seed Savers Network Program Officer for Kakamega County, Mercy Ambani, says that the network is using fossil tool analysis to establish endangered species of indigenous crops and coordinates with the National Gene Bank to establish crop accessions which cannot be traced in the field to be reintroduced in the community.
We are encouraging farmers to come on board to have minimal costs in farm field production. Farming is a venture that should be enjoyable and profitable to many, but
one of the farmers, Grace Chitechi, said that the seed bank enables them to save their seeds to wait for planting season, as some of them have habits of consuming their seeds during hunger times.
Farming is a venture that should be enjoyable and profitable to many, but it should not be a venture where many small-scale farmers cannot afford.
Members of the County Assembly for Musanda, Joseph Omusinde, who attended the seed fair, urged farmers to join the Seed Savers Network to ensure they benefit from education to boost their food production.
Make sure kila ward ikuwe na hiyo bank, seed bank, ili watu wetu wapate kupata mavuno ambayo itawasaidia.
Seed Savers Network Kenya will be working with small-scale farmers with less than 2 acres of land and who face challenges in getting inputs to do farming. Joy Maina, KOTV, Nairobi.
The Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, has embarked on training farmers in Embu and neighboring counties on how to make good use of the ongoing rains to increase their yields. The organization will host a 2-day farmer exhibition on March 21st and 22nd to showcase various technologies and trends in farming.
Kenya Agricultural and Research Organization is set to embark on training of farmers in central Kenya counties to enable them make good use of the ongoing rains and choose appropriate seed varieties in order to increase yields. Speaking at KALRO offices in Embu town, the organization's director in charge of Meru, Embu, Nyeri, Kirinyaga and Tharaka Nithi counties, Dr. Alfred Micheni, said it is necessary for farmers to be trained on how to cope with the poor rainfall performance.
Can they grow the appropriate crop varieties? Apart from that, can they also plant at the right time? You can see that is why now we are calling them next week, almost when they are almost planting, to come and learn more from us and get planting material from KALRO and other institutions that are here. So they plant early, they plant the appropriate crops, and they get advice from extension providers and from researchers.
Dr. Micheni said that KALRO has organized a 2-day farmer exhibition on March 21st and 22nd to showcase various technologies and trends in farming from various stakeholders and avail varieties of certified seeds to farmers at a discounted rate.
Wale wakulima watakuja, wataweza kufunzwa mambo mengi, watafunzwa ile mbegu nzuri waweza panda wakati huu tunaambiwa mvua haitatosha ama haitakuwa mingi sehemu zingine, wataonyeshwa ni mbegu gani, na wale wako na nguvu ya pesa kidogo, sababu ile mbegu iko hapa kwa KALRO, hata ama itauzwa kwa KALRO, itauzwa kwa bei ya juu, itauzwa kwa bei ambayo mkulima weza nunua.
Research Extension Linking Officer Catherine Murithi said it is important for farmers to adapt to climate change in order to mitigate crop failure through practices such as early land preparation, technologies of managing land, and conservation agriculture.
We actually have to change our way of doing things, our way of farming, not the normal way when we used to get enough rains. So you are welcome that day.
Researcher Murimi Kagete called on farmers to practice food diversification as a viable option of building household food and nutrition security and boost incomes. He urged them to incorporate traditional food crops that are drought resistant and have high nutritional value.
Tukumbuke hapo zamani wazazi wetu na wazazi wetu kuna mimea walikuwa na panda ya kuvumilia anga. Kulikuwa na mihogo, kulikuwa na sweet potato, hiyo ni viazi tamu, sawa sawa. Na kwa hivyo wajua hizo ni mimea ambayo ilisaurika, na hii ndio wakati wa kukumbuka, lazima turudi kwa mizizi yetu, getting back to our roots.
With the ravaging drought, farmers will find it necessary to change farming methods in order to cope with the climate change.
Now in sports, Barcelona will be looking at extending their lead at the top of the La Liga table to 12 points if they will gather all the 3 points against their rivals Real Madrid at Nou Camp. Service Boys are 9 points clear at the top of La Liga after a 1-0 win over Athletic Club. Rafinha scored the winner in first half injury time to secure the 3 points for Service side, who have only conceded only once in their last 6 league games. On the other hand, Real Madrid beat Espanyol 3-1 last weekend to keep Barcelona on their toes at the top of the table. This will be the fourth meeting between the two sides this season. Barcelona won 3-1 in the Super Cup final and 1-0 in the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg, while Real won 3-1 in the league. The match will kick off at 11 p.m. tonight. And finally, Novak Djokovic will not play at the Miami Open tournament after failing to receive a waiver to enter the United States despite not being vaccinated for COVID-19. Six-time Miami champion was not given a spot in the ongoing Masters 1000 event in the California desert. Djokovic has also missed other events due to him not being vaccinated against COVID, but was also allowed to compete in this year's Australian Open and won his 10th crown at Melbourne for his 22nd career Grand Slam title level with Spain's Rafael Nadal for the all-time men's record. Djokovic has not played in Miami since a fourth-round exit in 2019. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for keeping it KUTV Weekend Live. Let's meet again tomorrow for our obvious Money Monday bulletin. We'll be talking about finances, obviously. My name is Ann ODIDA. I'm in the company of Samuel Kelo as a sign language interpreter tonight. Have yourself a good night.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Barry Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook